I need time.
Planking was a cool trend. Planking was one of the most cringe trends of all. One of the absolutely most cringe trends I've ever seen. That was the one where people just like go up on high ass buildings and just fucking like go plank, right? That was the point. Planking, like the exercise, not the exercise. No, there was like a trend years ago, like 10 years ago, maybe even. And the trend was for people to like climb up to like weird space, like weird places or high places or some shit, or wherever, whatever. And then the point was they would just climb to a high place and then they would just flop out on it, like they would just plank on the fucking high spot. And it was cool because it was dumb and dangerous, I guess. It was one of those trends, okay? I T-posed in math, in my math class. Listen, I did not like literally T-pose. I kind of did, but not like, I wasn't literally T-posing, okay? It was like more like of a kind of T-pose. It was like a sort of T-pose, not an actual T-pose, okay? Grow up. Leave me alone, don't bully me. Telling a literal child to grow up, okay. Yeah, hurry up with it too. Taking too long. Nerd. Actually I wasn't literally T-posing, I was sort of T-posing, Oh, fuck off. T-pose with the new people. What did I say in this shit? I'll open this on stream, actually. I would okay, maybe I said literally. Okay, maybe I said literally, but that's beside the point. That's whatever. Don't care. Didn't ask. Alright, let me just look at this shit. I just want to see this real quick. It's been a while since I remember. I don't remember what I talked about here. And I just start standing on the chairs and like T-posing. I would literally I was so bored. I just stand on the chair. I could stand on the desk and I just like fucking BT. I was so bored. I didn't know what to do. Listen. I was so fucking bored. I can explain. And then I can explain. Also, my makeup here was way too gothy for this dress. I was trying to do gothy makeup and it was way too goth for this dress. It does not work. But good on her. She tried. Okay. I can explain. I went to school in Ireland. Oh, I was just sharing the dress. It wasn't my outfit for the day. Based. Incredible. I was born in Northern Ireland, okay? And I went to a pretty strict Catholic school. Catholic, like, secondary school. It's like, schooling's a little different in the UK if you didn't know. The time is different. Anyway, I was in a pretty strict school, and it was a good school. And I was a smart cookie. Back then, I used to have some semblance of intelligence, okay? I had more than one brain cell going on at a time. And I was a smart cookie. And I was pretty good at maths. Maths was like my one skill, okay? That I was any good at. And when I was in Ireland, I skipped a year. I went to school in Ireland. I was pretty good at maths. They have a class in my school, at least. It was called Ad Maths, okay? It was called Advanced Mathematics. And basically you did like regular maths in half the time. And then in the other half of the time you did like, you know what I mean? You did like higher level stuff, okay? Anyway, I was in that class and I was moving from Ireland to Canada in halfway through the school year. So I was only halfway through the course, but I was such a little nerd as a little kid. I was such a little nerd that I actually really, really wanted to finish that class. I actually wanted to get my grades for that class because I knew I could get an A. So I decided to take the final for the class halfway through the class year, basically, because I wanted to do it. And of course I got an A, of course. I was a straight A student in high school. Except for gym. But I was a straight A student. Okay. And anyway, so I did basically like a few years of maths in like half a year, okay? Like 2 years of maths in half a year, which is good. Then I went to Canada, and I went into grade 9 when I went to Canada. I was in grade 9, and I remember I was sitting there in grade 9, and I was in my maths class, and they were teaching us like the most simple fucking shit ever. I was losing my mind. I was there. We're like 15 years old. I am not kidding. 14, 15-year-olds. And they're teaching us integers. And the teacher is unironically going like, okay, guys, here's how integers work. If you take -3, or you take the number 3, actually, hold on, before we get started, hold on a second here. Let me just pan stream. This is unironically what the teacher was doing, okay? I'm not kidding. Before we get started, guys, let's draw a line here, okay? And this is 0, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And let's say we take the number 3 and we subtract 5. 3 minus 5. Well, -1, -2, -3. Uh-oh, we hit 0. Uh-oh. But wait a second. There's actually this thing called negative numbers. And they go -1, -2. I can't draw 2. -2, -3, -4. That's the 5. -5. So we go -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. And now we know 3 minus 5 equals -2. And I was sitting in it, and I'd already done quadratic equations and stuff at this point. Like I'd done it already. I already did quadratic equations and shit. So I was sitting in this class, and I was like, gun to my head, like I was ready to just fucking end it all right then and there. Okay, so I skipped grade 9 because that was unbearable. Okay. That was terrible. So I went to the whatever. I got my parents to go with me to the people like higher up in the school, and they basically said like, this shit, can we like skip a grade please? Like this is ridiculous. So I skipped grade 9. I went into grade 10, and I was in grade 10 maths. And the problem with grade 10 maths was it was like everything I'd already done. I'd already done grade 10 maths already, basically. So when I was in grade 10 maths, I was so bored. Like, I'd already done it. It wasn't hard for me. I'd already learned everything that they taught. Nothing they taught me was new. I'd already learned it all. So I was really, really bored. And I was so bored in that class that I would finish my work in like 15 minutes. And it was like, I think I was at a public school at this time. Not like a Catholic school or anything. And I was so bored, and of course I would like say to the teacher, like, is there something else I could do? And the teacher would ask me to go like help other people or something. And I would go like help other people with their stuff, but otherwise I would just be there, and I would just shred. I have crazy ADHD, so I would just shred my books into little tiny pieces. Like just rip them apart into little pieces, or I would doodle constantly, or falling asleep, like my eyes would water. Yeah, the ADHD thing, I would be so bored that I couldn't keep myself engaged, truly. And the other thing I would do is, it was a public school, and nobody gave a shit. The teachers weren't paid enough for this. Nobody cared. I would just fucking be like, I would just stand on the chairs. I would just stand on them. I'd just be like in class, just like fucking, just like this, just like getting up on chairs and stuff, just hanging out, literally. That's why, okay, I just be T-posing. You know, I just be doing my thing. So anyway, that's where the T-posing came from. Okay? That's where the T-posing came from. I've explained it now. Now you understand. Okay? Shut up, Emily, with the cringe emote. You're so stupid. I hate him. Me and all my homies hate Emily.